Hi guys, this is Tony here from Metal Ruse. You're about to sit down and enjoy an interview I just did um, over there. And so do like and subscribe so you can get all this straight into your streaming and into your consciousness as soon as it arrives. So enjoy the interview, and I will. Over to you, Tony. Cool. Well, thanks, Sam, for coming on and chatting to us about this brilliant new album that's coming out very, very soon.
Oh, whose is that?
The Werewolves,
That sounds
of
good. Okay.
course.
Us. Oh.
Man, you've made some seriously good albums over the years. Um,
Thanks, dude.
yeah, I mean, you're one of my favorite Australian extreme bands. Has been since I think I sort of came across you from I think it was from the is it from the something to the
From the
grave.
cave to the grave,
That's what I meant to
the
say.
third one.
That,
Yeah,
that was a corker of an album, and I remember thinking, "How are you going to top that?" With my and when your My Enemies came out, I was like, "Oh yeah, okay, we're only getting better."
that's what we think of every time we release an album. We're just kind of like on the way out going, yeah, we're really happy this album's done. We love listening to it, and then we're also thinking, fuck, how do we top this? How do we get better than this?
Yeah,
Which brings us probably to the latest one, and it's the same situation. The latest album, The Ugliest of All, we've sort of like done it and gone, damn, this is brutal. And yeah, it's another case of like, because we're all gearing up right now to try and record album number seven.
oh my God, really? Wow.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's what we've always done. Like right from the beginning, we always try and have like the next album on the way around the time that the previous one's getting released.
Wow. I mean, what a and why wouldn't you? I mean, like if you've got that much material and you can do it, that's just gonna, keeps you moving forward and never standing still, right?
Yeah, and if you're able to just like sort of take it up that like little notch every year,
Mm.
then yeah, you just well, the idea is we'll get to album number 10 and it'll be something completely freakish.
Yeah, yeah. Just black white noise going on in the background. Your white noise era. No, I really, I mean, those that don't know you, okay, that may be coming across this for the first time. I mean, you've been going now since what, 2019? Six,
Yeah, that's
six
right.
years, and
Yeah.
you've got a very unique sound. I mean, when you said brutal, I think that's a really apt word um, for what you make. You know.
Yeah, it's I was gonna say like there's a lot of we'll be honest, there's bands that tune lower, there's bands that play faster, there's bands that are more technical.
Mm,
Um, but we kind of we've all of us have these great big long death metal music careers behind us,
mm,
and we've kind of like all managed to hit the peak of like speed or technicality or you know um, just complexity at various points,
mm,
and we kind of or really Matt and Dave did. They sort of like worked out that the biggest impact didn't come from the deepest tuning or like necessarily the faster speeds. We're not slow, that's for sure, but
mm.
we've kind of got this like real pocket that we sort of sit in between like I think 220 to 260.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, which is probably sounds quaint to a lot of like the younger crowd listening to this, but we found that like there's some really counterintuitive things that you can do that just make the music sound way more aggressive and impactful than if you're just like going hell for leather and playing octave guitars and stuff like that.
Mm.
And that's no knock on the bands doing that. Like we listen to them as well, but for us, we were just the idea since the very go has been to play something that really just blows your hair back. Um, and yeah, I think we kind of like found a way of doing that. And, you know, fortunately, we get to try and have another crack at refining that every single year for the last 6 years.
Brilliant, and you apt so apt when you say it, because we all grew up listening to bands like Black Sabbath and Deep Purple. They were heavy, but they weren't brutally. They were still really heavy,
Mm,
without being,
yeah,
an atonal mess. There was
yeah,
there's a a brutality to them, and it's the same with stuff like you do it. You can't really put my finger on it. You know, it's like it's a really interesting Australian take on the genre. You know, I think because you said all that experience you've had behind you. You know.
Mhm. Yeah, it's kind of the stuff that it's almost like a guilty pleasure band compared to the others. It's the stuff that you want to do when you're not trying to be artists. It's stuff that you want to do when you try not to be like really serious and dropping anything profound. Like we've all got different outfits that we can do that with, but yeah, and it's also something I guess Matt and I learned earlier on. We both played with a band called the Berserker, and
Yep.
the goal with that was to be the world's heaviest band.
Yes.
And we learned earlier on that to do, you had to quantify like what made it heavy, because at the time people were like going, "Oh, Pantera have just put out like the Great Southern Trendkill. It's the most intense and heavy
Yeah.
album ever made." And it's kind of like, how do you crack past those mindsets? So we were doing things like we measured the BPM, and we were like, so these songs are at this BPM, or would be like we're tuning down to A, which at the time was pretty low. I
Oh
know
my
guys are
God.
going,
Yeah.
yeah, way lower
Was
now, but we were kind of like saying what we were doing, and I don't know if we kicked it off or it just happened to be happening around that time, but like then that sort of became the point for everyone else as well in the extreme scene. They were kind of like, oh, they play an A, we play with octave guitars, we tune down to G, or then you got Mortician out, like
yes.
tuning down to like subsonic sounds, and then you get the bands like I remember an English one, Deuterium or something like that,
Yes.
and yeah, mad. They were playing like at 400 BPM or something like that, and that was back in the earlier 2000s. So um, really the whole game of quantifying it like that just it ended almost as soon as it started. So when we make werewolf stuff, it is about this obnoxious, nasty, crazy noise, but without the thing hanging over our heads that it's got to be tuned to the lowest. Every vocal has to be a sick gurgling guttural. Every
Yeah.
like beat has to be like a gravity blast.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of space to swing around and do stuff and skin that cat like a dozen different ways.
Yeah, I know it comes across in. I mean, your themes obviously hate and nihilism and all this sort of stuff and violence. But you look at. I
Mm.
mean, I looked at your. I listened to this album that's coming out soon, and before I even put it on, I had a wry smile on the names of the songs on the album. Right, I thought
Yeah,
I was looking and I was like, Fools of the Trade. Oh, I think I like that. You know what I mean? Like it was sort of.
yeah.
The
Matt
little
Matt
plays on
loves his
words.
puns. Yeah, like I write the lyrics, but honestly, Matt is constantly throwing a lot of material at me. A lot of the puns are
Mm,
his,
I love it.
and yeah, oh yeah, we're all fans of Carcass,
Yeah.
and I'm old enough to that was one of my little treats at school, and the humor in their lyrics
Oh
and
yeah.
particularly their song titles is just like yeah. It wasn't even particularly subtle, and I loved it, and it kind of like but it was also brutal in its own way,
Oh
very particular, and it kind of like I think people lost the point. They thought, all right, it's all going to be about lyrics with like medical dictionary references and like massive long song titles, and I'm like, no man, the stuff was funny as like
oh yeah. Yeah.
uh, so we don't necessarily go for humor, but it's one of the earlier lessons we learn as metalheads, which is there's a place for it. You know, we love caricaturing
Yes.
the whole extreme brutal metal thing. It's like, and a caricature of it is all I can do because I'm a fucking poser. You know,
Yeah.
but we go hard at it and sort of like try and carry that snotty sort of like attitude across.
Yeah.
We're making aggressive music. It's all got to be aggressive, lyrics included.
Yeah. I like, absolutely agree. And I said I put it on and right from the first track, like I said, Fools of the Trades, like okay. And I really didn't have a breath to take until at least like three or four songs in. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, this is exactly what I needed today on a cold winter's day.
Warm you up.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's a particularly fast album, I guess, for us. On most albums, like we'll have that one slow track to
Mm.
chill everyone the fuck out and pay our respects to, Marduk.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, with this one, like the first three songs are
Mm.
just, well, Fools of the Trade, as you say, the intro is kind of like, gets straight into kicking your head in.
Yeah,
And
man, there's
but
no
then
rest. Straight in. Yeah.
yeah, but then the second song, I Want to Be Offended, just absolutely takes off.
Oh my God.
Uh, and then like the third one, which is Skull Battering, and that's one of the singles that we've released
Yes.
already. Like it's out there on Spotify and YouTube. But that probably comes across like Angel Corpse. And even though it's got marching beats in it, it's intense as fuck. And it's pretty, yeah, it's not until track four, Unoriginal Sin, that
Mm.
like you just get a
Yeah.
moment to kind of like wipe the sweat off.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's our chill song for the album. There's a few pause moments in there, and then you're into the back half of the straight, and
Oh.
it's all complete bullshit from there on.
I remember I told my mate today. He hasn't heard the album I have, and I said, and it didn't even they didn't even buy me lunch, just straight in, like,
Dry.
yeah, that's right. Here's a pillow. Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
sorry
Bite.
bite.
No.
Oh, we get ourselves in a lot of trouble, but who cares? Yeah, it's something that you guys do. I mean, obviously around bands like Psychroptic and bands like that, that when you see them live, it's
Mm.
almost impossible to think how they can play this stuff live. And I've seen you live a few times now, and I listen and go, this is so brutal, yet you do it with such grace.
It's very kind. I was going to say, just backing up a moment, yeah, Psychroptic. I just saw their Brutal Assault footage the other day. They
Mm.
they just popped something out on Instagram. Oh, fuck. It's yeah. Like I shouldn't be surprised anymore, but every time I see that, I'm always like, oh wow,
Yeah.
so good. It's but yeah, like I can only speak for myself. I'm like the weak leg of this band when it comes to playing live. Like honestly, I could probably get by not plugging the bass in and just kind of like yelling out the occasional obnoxious thing because I've got like fucking Mass like on one side of the
Yeah,
stage, Dave up the back. It's gonna sound fucking awesome. So I'm the luckiest death metal bassist vocalist like on the planet at the moment. I've got these two guys making me look fabulous.
yeah.
Um, yeah, no, those guys probably do it with grace. I'm the one sort of like purple faced and sweating everywhere.
As a former bass player, I can't. I could tell you now, singing and playing, no, no,
Mm,
I can't do both, one or the other, and you can have
yeah.
it. But I don't know how you guys do it at the same time.
Oh,
I
it's not easy.
No, bloody hell, my brain could go across the two things at once.
For anyone like who's listening, like going, so how do you do it? How can I do it? Just learn the bass parts inside and out, and then learn how to play the track really fucking slowly, and just like top up the speed a little bit incrementally from there. There's, it's not skill, it's not experience even. It is literally just that one little trick that all bassist vocalists hate.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've always one of those things. I've done it a bit, and it's not easy. You get by, but then there's people like yourself and people like Tony Doolan from Venom Inc. and people like that who just go, What?
Yeah.
What?" Like you watch them, and you're like, it's almost fluidly like Tom Arroyo. You watch, you go,
Mm.
really? Come on, like it's not fair now. This, but you,
I'll,
yeah. Sorry,
yeah, go on.
I was going
No,
to say, yeah.
I'd just try and be from the Glenn Benton School of Bass Playing. So anyone turning up
Oh,
expecting to see some shit, like, no, no,
yeah.
their attention's best probably like focused on the other side of the stage and Matt doing his thing. That's the real deal.
Of all the people that I've ever met in my life, Glenn's the only one that really scared me. I have to say, this is back in the really early days, so 1990, what,
Ooh,
two maybe? I don't know, whenever they were
yeah.
early. Went and saw them at the Astoria in London, man. It was it was. We went backstage because
Yeah.
mates on the in the industry, and
Oh,
he had the burnt cross in,
yeah.
and it was just like whoa. I was like, well, I was 18, so I wasn't ready for it.
Yeah. Not
He's an intense
hooligan.
man. He's an intense man.
we it's really funny when we were back on Earache, we were on them like when they signed Deicide, and they told us the story of the signing, which was like our the label head over in New York, and like one of the other fellas like drove down, I think, to Florida to crunch the deal, or it might maybe not even that far. It might have been, I don't know, Buffalo or something. But they went down there. They met him at a bar, and he's turned up like on a Harley Davidson.
Of course he did.
And, yeah, and they were kind of like, so what would you like? What should we order for dinner? And apparently he said, I'm not here to eat. I'm here to drink. Let's get drunk. And got absolutely fucking wasted and crunched the deal like then and there. And
Wow.
afterwards, like he staggered off onto his Harley and like Sons of Anarchy off into the distance. And apparently, when Al and the other fella drove back to New York, like he was driving like with one hand over his eye because he was seeing. And they did a proper job on him.
Oh my God. It's so rock and roll. I absolutely love it.
Mm.
They don't make, I know that people have that. He's very polarizing to
Oh
people,
yeah,
but they don't make people like him anymore, man. And that's the truth, right? But
yeah.
I want to ask you, I absolutely love your artwork, right? I
Oh, thank you.
love it so much. I've got a t-shirt from every album, right? But
Yeah.
this
Oh,
new
cool.
one, I really love this new one.
Ah, thank you.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
look, it's almost the same as the music in that, like every time that Mitchell, who's the artist who does the artwork, every time he does a piece, I'm like, wow, you've really topped it this time. How on earth are you going to do something crazier than that? And sometimes somehow he always finds a way. And it's not just like there's a lot of other bands where they've just got like gratuitous like gore and tits and stuff like
Yeah.
all over the cover. But Mitchell always seems to find this one detail or centerpiece or something in there that just really makes you go, oh fuck,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
it really creeps you out. Like the I think the mildest thing he did, of course, because he's been like just escalating, would have been the first album, The Dead Are Screaming, like
Mm,
a massive erect wolf god
yeah.
kind of thing. But then when he hit us with the second cover of like For What a Time to Be Alive, naked woman sort of like, hacking a guy to death with
Oh,
a
love
hatchet
it.
sort of like
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
It's someone getting necklaced in the background and stuff. And we were like, wow, you'll never top that. And then the next one, I think, From the Cave to the Grave, it's
Oh,
like the central image of this, the conquistador casting
I
the
love
baby
it.
into the
Oh, it's great.
pit. So yeah, like for anyone who wants to know what's like coming their way for the ugliest of all, it's like looks like a crowd of pigs feasting on the corpse of a woman. And in true Mitchell style, there's plenty of unsavory details as well, like
Yeah.
for
Oh,
anyone who
yes.
gets in close. And there's plenty of metaphors he's chucked into it, but it's just so visceral. I'd be amazed if anyone gets there and comes out with an interpretation other than, geez, my eyes,
Yeah,
ow.
yeah. I do you what I looked at that picture a lot since I've been looking at the artwork, and the thing that
Mm,
really, and it's what makes me it sums your music up brilliantly, right? Is that
mhm,
I just looked into the picture, and there amongst all this viscera and violence and filth and just that wanton face, she's that just so human face,
mm.
that's just looking, and it's that moment where you look into the music and go, "Ooh!" Like, it gives you the chills, right?
Yeah,
Because it
it's
humanizes it. It humanizes it
yeah.
that slightly.
With all the really good brutal stuff, whether it's music or artwork, like I've always been attracted to the stuff where you get this distinct feeling that you've stepped over the line.
Yep.
Um, and it certainly does that for me. It's gotten harder as I've gotten older because like a lot of the people who try and do that are just like immature or a
Mm,
bit gratuitous. We're just dumb
mm.
about it. But Mitchell stuff is like, no, you can. stone cold fucking dead serious, and it it still pushes that button for me, which things so rarely do
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love it.
It's a marriage made in heaven or in hell, whichever you want to look at it, because he seems to get you,
Mm,
which is very rare now in music, where the artist gets the musician, that's
yeah,
doing the cover of the album. Doesn't feel like a
yeah.
commission. It feels like he
There's
genuinely understands the music.
yeah, like there's quite the skill to it. And we're just lucky. I think a lot more people going forward are probably going to be, either AIing it or,
Oh,
uh, yeah, or it is still just going to be those really sort of high school level album covers. Um, so I think we're really, really lucky. I think the relationship we've got with Mitchell is kind of like an example of like the best of the world that's just passing at the moment, which is
yeah,
artists
yeah.
working together who get this unspoken vibe and just accentuate and play off each other.
You're very lucky to have found him because I was talking to someone, another band, only recently, Aussie band, and they were saying we can't get an artist. We have to do AI. We can't find people who want to do it.
Mm.
And it's like, really? I thought there'd be people buying your arm off. No, apparently it's much harder to get someone to do a quality cover now than it used to be.
Yeah, we're pretty lucky, and we've got Dave to thank for Mitchell. Like
Mm.
Mitchell's another Tasmanian, so it's
Must
like
be
just
something in the water.
it's just all a web over there.
Yeah.
So we're really lucky in a lot of ways, just with I guess the team that we've sort of like got to work with, like right
Mm,
from the get go, and Mitchell's a big part of that. I totally understand like your other mate
mm.
who's trying to get a cover done. You know, there's a lot of people where they just charge the fucking moon.
I think that's a problem as well. Mm.
Yeah, like you can get people who do decent stuff. They just charge an arm and a leg, and it. There are people overseas. Like there's some good designers that you can tap
Mm.
who do good work. Um, but we're lucky. We've got Dave's contacts. Matt's got a bunch of contacts of his own as well. Um, and on top of that, like people might be a bit more favorably inclined to doing work for us than maybe for a bunch of young guys doing their first ever album.
Yeah, yeah.
So we are fortunate.
You are. I mean, for people that haven't picked up any of your product and go to after this, hopefully will go and look for it. It is very well made. Whether you're buying a CD, whether you're buying the vinyl, when you get it, you feel that you've spent money well worth spending the money. And I mean, it's not. This isn't. I mean, the
Yeah,
product is just so nice in a dirty,
thank
dark
you.
kind of way. Like it's something that you should be really proud of. And I'm sure you all are very proud of the fact that this stuff is not just ephemera. You know.
Yeah, like I've got a solo act where I put out CDs, and they're obviously like, you know, me just doing everything. So they look amateur.
There's a place for
Um,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But with this, like, part of the team is not just Mitchell doing artwork. We use Rob Bren's quite often for photography these days,
Mm.
band shoots and whatnot. And we've always used Sam Dishington, another Taswegian,
Yeah.
to do the kind of like the layouts
Mm.
and whatnot. And he's another sort of guy who fully gets exactly what we're about. And it just works. It works really well. Dave as well, because he works with direct merch. Like there's a guy who knows exactly what he wants from, an LP,
Yes.
how it's supposed to look like.
Yes.
And Matt is probably one of his bigger customers as well. So, you know, the band has like two guys sort of elbow deep in, buying and enjoying the stuff that we're also making. So,
Wonderful. Yeah.
yeah, like we're I've said it a few times. I can't say enough. We're just really lucky.
You are, but also extremely talented, Sam, mate. You can't. Luck is part of it, but that you meet and you coalesce to make this great music, but also talent has to be part of that as well. And you have it's not your first rodeo. You guys have worked really hard at getting to
Cheers.
where you are. I mean, honestly, like I I'm a sort of relatively new Australian now in a grand scheme of things, but I'm just so proud of you
Congratulations.
guys. Thank you. Well, it's been a few years now, but too long coming. Um, uh, it- it's it, I'm really proud of that we make this kind of quality. Other side of the world, I'm sure people think, who is these Australians? And then you put this record on and you go, to fucking blow your brains out, man. This will take
Hmm.
you to another level.
Yeah, well, look, I, this is something that I've always thought, but if whenever you make anything, like whether it's an album or a song or a film clip or whatever, like you're not trying to be the best down at the local pub. You're not trying to be the best in your suburb. If you're putting something out there, then you're trying to match it with Morbid Angel or
Oh
Napalm
yes,
Death or Emperor
yeah,
or you
yeah.
know, if you're not trying to like put something out there that can like put the fear into the big hitters, then I'm not saying that's what you're always going to achieve,
No,
but
but you should aim for it, right? That's the key. Yeah,
go for it. Yeah,
yeah,
just really, really aim for it. Like, and if you do want to do something slack, as you said before, there's a place in the world for that. But like when you do a band, yeah, it's go out there and try and take them on. So,
yeah.
but then again, like we're also kind of lucky in Australia. I think the standard these days is
Oh, it's
is
super
pretty high.
high. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah,
And as if anyone's doubting that, like Necrosonic, the week past, had a
yeah,
bunch of old bands and new bands, and like it was it was a lineup that would shake any country that it was happening in.
yeah,
And that's just one of many festivals that's happened over the last like 12, 18 months or so.
yeah. It's crazy.
And yeah, everyone's in a real good patch, not only bands but promoters as well. Like normally there's one or two like shit cunts floating around who are like
Hmm.
terrible to work with and fuck up tours and scare people away from Australia. But like yeah, there's been quite a lot of tours going through and working and coming off really well. Internationals going away happy,
Yeah, and that's what
people
we want to
being looked
hear.
after, crowds turning up to shows. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's in a really good place at the moment where everyone's getting their Grussel set on. It's pretty
yeah.
cool.
I feel for it's because I came to Australia in '97, and there
Hmm.
was nothing. Like it was like a wasteland.
Mm.
We had Metal for the Brain, and that was probably about as much as it was going to get.
Yeah,
And that was the tail end of it. Um,
yeah.
and then
Which
we had
city were you in?
Canberra. I'm in Canberra. Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
yeah. So we have that little like not much going on, and then suddenly now like it's just everywhere you look. Oh, there, someone. Oh, it's coming. I can't keep up. I haven't got enough money. Like it's like I
Mm.
haven't got enough
People
time.
doing regional tours as well and
It's so
somehow making
good.
them work. Yeah,
Oh, mate. And so, yeah, exactly right, right? Go to Wagga
yeah.
Wagga. No, I shouldn't say that. It's about Wagga Wagga. It's a lovely place, I'm sure. Um, quick. Uh, I don't know what to say now. But yeah, the album comes out the 19th of September. Is that correct?
19th September, it's on Back on Black, which is
Yes.
part of Plastic Head.
Yeah.
And so that's going to go everywhere in the world.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so we're looking pretty forward to it. There will be one more sort of clip to come out
Yep.
as part of that. I
Brilliant. No,
can't
don't.
reveal
That's all
which one
good.
yet, but
That's all right.
yeah, no, it'll be a nice little surprise for everyone just to let them know that the album's out and it's ready to be bought.
Well, I want people to go out and buy it. I mean, not just download and listen to it, but go out and buy it because it is it's a kicker of an album. I mean, I say this, I mean this genuinely. I mean, I thought you would hard to top your third album, as I said, was my favorite. I was like, how are you going to get over that? I thought that was a line in the sand. I thought there's no way they're crossing this. I even said it in the review. I think this is the line in the sand. No one's crossing it. And then,
Mm.
boom, you do things like this.
Booyah, Kasha,
Yeah,
take
yeah,
that,
yeah, yeah. You pull
motherfucker. Yeah,
out. You do it, and you go, how? What?
yeah. So yeah, as I say, that's like after this, I'll be like trying to learn some bass parts for album number 7, and I'm just like, fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'd
How do
rather.
we push it?
Yeah, and you will, mate. You will because there's so much fuel in your tank. You
I
can
hope so.
you can tell. you hear this, it doesn't sound like I mean, you're in top gear, but you could probably go
Yeah.
further. You know what I mean? So it's
We'll see. Like, we know that there's some extra BPM we can always tap if like that needs to happen.
mm,
But yeah, no, I think when you we're putting it out this quickly, the main thing we have to sort of look out for is making sure that we just don't repeat ideas
well, that's
or
right. That's right.
sounds or riffs or anything like that.
Yeah, or jump in and try and
Um,
do something silly with bagpipes or something. No, no, I shouldn't say
yeah,
that.
I'm kind of like the experimental guy, like in the group, and I think in the first one or two albums, I was just making these like, you know, weird suggestions and stuff like, oh, maybe there should be just like a female vocal here, and the guys are just kind of like, dude, DSI didn't need like singing. We neither do we.
We know we
So
know where we are. Yeah, that's exactly right.
yeah,
Uh,
it didn't take too long for me to get the picture of like what it was about and stuff like.
uh, and honestly, well, as I said before, line in the sand. This is another one, so it's another step forward, um, which is amazing. 19th of
Mhm.
September. It's not like a extremely long album, so it's not like it comes quickly and goes quickly, which is a sign of a good album for me. You know, like
Yeah,
it's you go back to it again because you think I didn't quite hear that.
yeah,
You don't come back to the other side and go, oh Jesus, that was an hour I didn't need to spend. You know, it's just a
yeah.
yeah.
And to be honest, like a lot of metal albums, like or extreme albums out there, I think they uh, brevity suits them. Um,
Yes.
anything that goes over 40 minutes, like and I think we've done maybe one album, like
Yeah.
one Werewolves album, which went over 40 minutes, but anything which goes like over 40-45 minutes or so really needs like something to it to keep the listener engaged for that long. It's like I'm a big fan, but even I get tired of like just hearing, the machine gun drumming and
Yes.
someone barking their
Yeah.
fucking face off at me
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
that period of time. So
Yeah.
yeah, if it's short and it's sweet, that's what we're kind of going for.
That's why I love extreme metal EPs. I have a lot of those because
Yeah,
you get your three or four and you go, "Wow, that blew my ears off. Now I can go now and do something else. Go do some
yeah.
gardening or whatever I'm going
Eh,
to do."
I reckon there's a lot of people out there who are probably at this point maybe going, oh, you know, they're putting out an album every year and there's so many albums out already. Like, really, do I start now? And the answer is fuck yes. Like, we've got a box set that we put out at the start of this year called Encoffined.
That's right. Yes.
And yeah, and if you're in Australia, you can get that through, what was it, direct merch.
Mm.
And that's a good way to catch up. Or alternatively, if you sort of like hear the Ugliest of All and you're like, oh fuck yeah, this is my source. Well, you can just absolutely indulge yourself by grabbing the box set. And we've stuffed it full of all like little treats as well, and the death metal EP in there,
Oh
which
yes.
we added to it, which is like the Marduk and the Deicide cover.
Oh, I love it. By the
Um,
way.
Cheers. It was quite fun. It was quite fun doing Marduk's Christ raping black metal. Like, they sped it up so much, but also the vocals, like on the original, weren't quite in time, so I was like having to work out how to
Oh.
slot them in. And I had fun just like amping it more and more as the song went. So by the time I get to the end of it, I'm not even going Christ raping black metal. I'm just
Yeah.
like going rah, rah, rah,
Yeah.
rah, rah.
I'll have to
So
listen to it again now. I'll go back and listen to it again and see if I get that.
yeah, it's kind of like it's extreme metal works really well. I think like when people just try and make it so extreme that everyone starts laughing. That's when you're kind of like
Yeah, there is a
you're
because
on
it
it.
has to prick point. It has to prick that boil
Yeah,
just at the right point, right?
it's
Otherwise,
so over the top and
yeah.
ridiculous
Oh, I
that
love it though. The
your natural
pomposity of it.
instinct,
I
yeah,
love it. Like this just it makes you smile. I mean, I like a bit of really extreme, crazy prog stuff as well. So, just even though people go, "Oh my God," you go, "Yeah,
mm.
it's nuts."
Are you
I love
are
it.
you happy that Dream Theater announced today?
Yes, I will be there in
Ah,
Sydney.
yeah,
Yes, indeed. I mean, they're not my favorite, but I do love their stuff. I'm more of an
yeah,
Opeth kind of guy, but yeah, I do. I'm looking forward because I've seen them a handful of times, So it'd be good to finally say goodbye because I think it's their 40th anniversary. Christ.
Oh, that would have to be a goodbye tour. But
Yeah.
yeah, I recommend people go to there so they can top up like their IQ just for us to fucking smush it back down like
well, that's what I do it for
the
because
following year.
I bash my brain out with your stuff. I have to top it up with something.
Pretty much regain all that IQ we've like crushed out of your ears, and get yourself ready for next year, where no doubt we'll be swinging by the neighborhood early on in the year and
brilliant! I cannot wait.
Having another crack at everyone's skull.
Well, thanks for coming on, Sam. Thanks for chatting. It was marvel. I've always wanted to come and chat to you because I think you're a brilliant Australian band. I'm really proud of what you do and
Cheers,
I
man.
love what you put out. And this is a corker of an album. It really is.
Thank you very much.
And long live the Werewolves. You know, more lycanthropes. More lycanthropes. That's what I say.
Dude, it's going to be album number 6. We're plunging on through to album number 10. It's an album a year, so yeah, we're just waiting for the sweet release of Death and album number 10. But in the meantime, we've got the Ugliest of All, and yeah, I think it's gonna split some wigs.
I hope it does. I really hope it does, and I'm sure I'll see you around on the traps soon. All right, but
cool, man.
Good luck with the album. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And good luck learn the bass parts for album 7 tonight, right?
Oh, fuck me dead.
There are worse things to worry about.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Well, thanks for coming on, man.
Oh, cheers, dude. A pleasure.
So, yeah, you made me laugh. I can't ask for more. All right. Thanks.